guys, it's Tina and I am back, and I am here with another lip swatch video for you guys, this time featuring some of the ColourPop Crème Lux lipsticks. Now ColourPop released these lipsticks a few months ago, and since then they've extended the range, so now they include both the Crème Lux lipsticks and the Matte Lux lipsticks, which I haven't tried that formula out yet. I've just tried out the Crème Lux lipsticks. They already have their Lippy Sticks, which is a twist up slimline lipstick, and they have various finishes in that line, but this is more of the traditional tube lipstick that we are used to. Now, as usual with my reviews, I like to do swatches first, so we're gonna jump into the swatches. I'm gonna swatch them on my lips as well as on my arm, and then we're gonna jump into my thoughts about the packaging, the pricing, and the overall formula. So let's go ahead and start out with the swatches. The first shades I'm going to swatch will be the more nudie and neutral tones. Pinkies Up is described as a dusty mid-tone mauve. I actually would describe it more as a rosy nude, especially on my skin tone. It goes on evenly in one swipe. I had no issues with skipping or pigmentation, and I think it would make a great nude on medium deep skin tones, even bordering on deeper skin tones, because it has this rich undertone to it. It's not too creamy or pastel nude at all. I really like this color. La Lady is described as a rosy terracotta, and that's kind of what I would think of it as. It's more like a rosy mid-tone nude shade, and I love it. It has great pigmentation. It's a really creamy color. It covers my darker natural lip tone, and I love this as a nude on my skin tone. I really like rosy nudes, so if you're into rosy nudes, I think this is a great one. In comparison to Pinkies Up, I would actually go with this one first because I think it flatters my skin tone a lot more than Pinkies Up. Foolish is described as a deepened orange shade, and this one took me by surprise because I expected it to be a lot more pigmented than it is. It's more of a sheer wash of color. It's not a full-on opaque lip color at all. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because if you're afraid of wearing oranges on your lips, you think they're a little bit too intense, this might be an orange that's a little bit more safe for you because it's a little bit more toned down because of the sheerness of it. This is an option if you're looking for like a toned down orange shade. Gallup is described as a true terracotta, which I think is spot on because this is a burnt orangey brown shade. It's really beautiful. It's like a cinnamon brown. I really love this color. It's really opaque as well in a couple of swipes. It doesn't take a lot to layer up, but I love this color on like tan skin or deep skin. I think it's gonna make a really beautiful nude shade. I really love it. Friends is described as a rich brown. Now I would go a little bit further and describe this as a fudgy chocolate brown shade. It's a really deep brown. I really love this, and I love deep browns personally, so this is one of my top shades. But I really love the richness of this color. It's really rich and creamy. It's opaque. It covers in one swipe. It's really beautiful. So this is definitely a go for me. If you're looking for like a chocolatey brown shade, this is an easy winner. Now let's go ahead and jump into more of the bold in-your-face shades. What If is described as a cool tone fuchsia shade, which is about right. I would describe this as a strawberry red shade or like a strawberry pink. It's a beautiful fuchsia shade. I love this color as well. I love these kinds of shades for the summertime. I think it goes really well with deeper and tan skin tone. This kind of shade, especially since it is on the deeper end, it's more like a mid-tone deep fuchsia. It is not really bright in your face neon. Now this one is a little bit on the sheer side. If you're looking for a rich color payoff in full opacity, you're not gonna get it here, which, you know, it may be a good thing for you if you're just looking for a subtle bright shade, but if you're looking for intense color payoff, this is not it. But you know, I'm okay with this kind of shade. It's lightweight, it's really beautiful, and it will make a great spring and summer shade. Get a Room is described as a bright orange red. Now on me, it definitely reads more orange than red, but it does have that subtle red undertone that makes it a little bit more wearable on my skin tone. As you can see, it's a bright neon color, like it's in your face. This is definitely a summer color, and I absolutely love it because it is so neon, but it doesn't read like too harsh on my skin tone. I think on darker skin tone, this will definitely read a lot more neon. So if you're into that kind of bold look, I think it's definitely a go. It takes a little bit to layer it up though. I did have to go over a couple of times, and I feel like my darker lip color does show through just a little bit, but I don't mind that so much, especially with a neon color like this. I want it to kind of mesh with my skin tone. On Repeat is described as an orange red, but for me, I think of it more as a red orange or a blood orange because it comes off a lot more orange on my skin tone, but I see the red richness to it, but it's not a bright red. It's more of a brick red, so it has this rusty look to it. With this shade, I didn't have any issues with opacity and pigmentation. It actually layers up pretty well. And I do really like colors like this, but you have to be into oranges. A lot of the tones that I picked up are oranges because I personally love oranges. Getty is described as a deepened teal shade, and this, excuse me, I am so in love with this shade. This is such a beautiful color. It's so opaque, it's so creamy, it glides on like a dream, full opacity, no issues. It's such a rich color, and this is my kind of shade. If I'm gonna do a fun color, it's gonna be a blue or a green, and this teal is gorgeous. If you are not afraid of color, if you want to try something really bold, go for it. I think this color is so gorgeous. There was no skipping, no patchiness. It's like, whoo, this one is magic. So I love, love, love this color. Aeronaut is described as a bold black. Now this is, as it says, a black shade, and it did apply sheerly initially, but it layers up really well for full opacity, and I like this color. Weird enough, I'm not really big on black, first of all. Let's get that out the way, but I do like this color, and I like the look of it on my lips. It's more like a cool tone black, if that makes sense. It has this blue undertone to it, and I like it. I would mix this in with other shades to deepen them up, or you know what, if I'm feeling bold, I'll just go out like this because I actually really like how it looks on my skin tone. So if you're into these kinds of shades, this is actually a really good black lipstick. Probably not for the tame of heart though. Alright guys, so now that you've seen the swatches, you've seen them applied to my lips, you've seen them on my skin tone, you've probably picked out some favorites. Now let's go ahead and jump into the review and give you my thoughts. Now as usual, I like to start out with the price, and these retail for $7 each, which is $2 more than their original lippy sticks, which were $5 a pop. But these contain 3.5 grams of product, or 0.12 ounce, while the lippy sticks contain 1 gram or 0.35 ounce of product. And those also had a price increase, so they're no longer $5, they're $5.50. So you're pretty much getting 3.5 times the amount of product that you got in the original lippy sticks, and these are only $1.50 more expensive. So I think this is a great deal. It actually syncs them up with drugstore lipsticks. You can find cheaper on the market, of course, but these are a pretty decent price at $7 each. Now let's go ahead and talk about the packaging, which is a fun, different packaging for ColourPop. It actually feels a little bit luxurious and looks a little fancier than the original lippy sticks, which are just in these twist up white tubes that are slimline, and they look a little cheap and feel a little cheap. These feel a little bit more luxurious. So these are rose gold tubes, and all over the tube you have little stars that are printed on there in a lighter rose gold, and you have the ColourPop logo also on the tube. These actually snap fit, so it's not a magnetic closure, but the snap is actually pretty secure, so I'm comfortable throwing this in my bag. And I've traveled with a couple of these in my bag, and I haven't had any issues with the cap coming loose and making a mess in my handbag. On the bottom of each lipstick, you have just a simple label with the shade name, and some of them are clear labels with white print, or you'll have the color-coded labels with the white print. I have a couple that have the color code and some that are just clear, so it's not necessarily consistent across the board, so you can't just tell what shade you have in here by looking at the label for some of them. I do wish and hope that from now on they use the color-coded labels, because that's easy to just stack them in your drawers like this, upright, and you can see the color or the shade just by looking at the label. Otherwise, you'll just have to go by the name and hope that you remember. Now, inside is a millennial pink print. I really do like this packaging. It's really cute. And then on the actual lipstick itself, it has embossed stars on it, which I thought was a really nice touch. It's a traditional lipstick shape with the slanted top. I really like the packaging. I think it's nice and sleek and sexy, and for the price point, I actually think the packaging was actually really well done. As far as where you can purchase these, for now they're available on the ColourPop website, so you do have to shop for these online. ColourPop tends to do a lot of sales these days, so you can get a better price on these. Sometimes they'll go for 30% off, they'll do bundle deals, you can get a discount. So keep your eye out for a sale. ColourPop is also sold at Ulta now and Ulta online, but I haven't seen these lipsticks show up yet, but in the future they may pop up on the Ulta website. Now let's go ahead and talk about the product and the performance. Now, as I mentioned, these are the Crème Lux lipsticks. When I purchased these, there was only one formulation and they didn't differentiate it between cream and matte. Now they have a matte luxe version, which is more matte than these, but originally these were just called their Luxe lipsticks. And on the ColourPop website, the description says this full coverage lipstick is packed full of the finest pigments to give you long wearing true color in shades made for every skin tone. This formula glides on like butter and has a creamy matte finish. Our exclusive luxe blend of Acai, Jojoba and Pomegranate Seed butters hydrate and keep your lips looking fresh AF. Natural antioxidants protects your lips from environmental stressors and premature aging. So there are a lot of oils included in this formulation that gives it that creamy texture. Now they do say it's a creamy matte formula, which I kind of agree with and kind of don't agree with, which is why I think they added the matte luxe formulation later on, because people are like, these aren't matte. These are a cream finish, definitely a creamy, like a creamy matte, but companies have been taking a little bit of liberty with the term matte for lipsticks, and they should just stick to cream, because a lot of these creamy matte lipsticks are just cream lipsticks, but they want to keep with the matte trend to kind of garner our interest and to have us jump in and buy them, because you know everybody loves a matte finish. But since people are enjoying a little bit more of the cream finishes these days, it looks like they're comfortable now with saying they're just a cream finish. So I do like the finish of these lipsticks. I do find them really creamy. They apply really nicely. They just glide onto the lips and they're not drying at all. And I think it's because of all those oils and butters that are included. I don't find my lips peeling at the end of the day. I don't feel dehydrated at all. So I really like the comfort of the formula. It's a cream lipstick, so you're going to have to reapply them. They're not transfer proof. You're gonna need to touch up and it will get on your straws or your cups. And that's okay with me. I'm okay with a cream lipstick. So the wear time of these is mostly like a 4 to 6 hour wear time, which is impressive for me with such a creamy formula. So that long wear that they claim, it's not really like a long wear like a liquid matte lipstick, but it is long wearing for a cream lipstick. I was surprised. This actually lasts a pretty long time on my lips if I don't go eating and drinking and all that stuff. Like if I'm not doing a ton of that, it actually lasts a good 6 hours before I have to reapply. But overall, I think the lasting power is really good for the formulation. I think the texture is good, and I think the comfort of them are good. Some of the shades are a little bit more intensely pigmented than others, which you would expect just across the range. You can't have everything being highly pigmented. Some are going to be more sheer, some are going to be more intense, as you saw from my lip swatches. I like the orangey shades that they have. I think they're nice and toned down oranges. I think they're very wearable. Their bright shades are also really good. The shade Getty, which is that dark teal, is so beautiful, so intense. I love that color. It is so beautiful. And I find that like their deeper shades are a little bit more intense. I do like these lipsticks. I actually was very impressed with them. And I don't find it too surprising because I do like their lippy sticks, especially the Matte X formulation. So I do think they do lip products really well. And no, let me bring that back. I think they do cream lip products really well. Those matte liquid lipsticks are trash. Complete and utter trash. Their satin liquid lipsticks are better, but I think they do that cream lipstick, that traditional cream lipstick formula pretty darn well. So I definitely say check these out if you're interested. Try to get these on a sale. I do think the price is still pretty decent no matter how you slice it, but if you can get them on a sale, that's even better. So I'll go ahead and list all the information down below along with the shades that I swatch in case you're interested. I will also link to the ColourPop website where you can go ahead and pick these up. I'll also leave links to my Instagram and Twitter page where you should be following me along. If you liked this video and found it helpful, definitely hit the thumbs up button, and if you aren't already subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And until my next video, which will be very soon, I'll talk to you. Bye, guys. Jesus?